There's a process in the legal industry, the law industry, called litigation financing. Basically, what that means is that companies that are financial institutions will put money into a court case with the prospect of profiting later because the party that they're backing wins their case and they get a windfall judgment against the other party. So let's say you are suing another party for whatever it is, personal injury, contract, some lawsuit. But you may not have the money to fund that lawsuit. Maybe your law firm is unable or unwilling to work on contingency. Maybe they think the case is pretty good, but if they fund the case, they have to come out of pocket hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially to fund the case, and maybe they don't want to do that. So there are third parties which will put money into the case. They will pay for the attorneys, pay for expert witnesses, they will pay for evidence to be discovered, maybe even private investigators, and they will make you sign a contract that says, look, if you win the case, we get X amount of money back, right? So it's kind of like a contingency, but it's done by a third party, not the attorney. Is this good or bad? Well, according to this article from Property and Casualty, remember, they're an insurance industry publication, so they may be damaged by this because they have to pay out these claims. Their opinion is it's turning the civil justice system into a casino. And what the argument they're making is that it's making a lot of cases that are frivolous lawsuits generate thousands and thousands of expense for the purpose of paying back these hedge funds that put money into these cases. And what is the effect? And we'll talk about what the alternatives are, but commercial lines insurance, rising litigation cost is making coverages sometimes unaffordable, sometimes not even available. So if you are a company that's looking to get insurance for your business, you may find that because of these litigation costs, you're not able to get coverage or cost twice as much as it did the year before. And where it comes from is what's called social inflation. It's used by the insurance industry. Remember that this is a biased opinion. Rising costs of insurance from increased litigations, larger jury awards, and broader liability definitions. So is this a good thing or a bad thing? Well, for the plaintiff that wins the case, it's a good thing. They get a big windfall. There was just a case of Ford F-250 trucks where one plaintiff won $1.7 billion in punitive damages against Ford because their trucks allegedly, when they rolled over, the roof crushed in and people were killed. So that's a legitimate thing. The question is, will third-party litigation or third-party litigation financing artificially increase the litigation cost for defendant? And it's not just the insurance company. The defendant has to pay this and the insurance company reimburses it. Sometimes a plaintiff, because they have this flush of cash for their case, will over litigate the case, just put a lot of money into it where you can't even defend yourself and you have to settle. Or maybe you can't hire expert witnesses at the same level. Where this will affect all consumers is that if the litigation costs go up, companies, even if they're never sued, even if they're never involved with the case, will have to factor in that potential liability and that risk and increase their prices because they have to buy the insurance that protects them from one of these cases. Whether or not you agree with litigation financing or not, the reality is as those social increased costs bake into the marketplace, it's going to further enhance inflation. The bottom line is that the insurance companies really don't lose because whatever they pay out, they just make up for on future premiums, because that's how premiums are calculated. They take, well, what did this type of loss cost us in the past? We use that as a guide, and they charge the next level of customers, the next year's customers, accordingly. So insurance companies, it always works out for them, even if they pay the claim. But what happens is their losses are factored into the insurance rates for their customers in the future, and then those customers have to include insurance into how they calculate the fees or cost for whatever product or service they're offering. So let us know in the comments what you think about this litigation financing explosion, and how it's affecting the marketplace, the insurance industry, maybe businesses. As a consumer, you may not see it directly. You may not know that part of the reason the cost of your whatever it is went up 5% has to do with insurance, but it may be something that, if you're aware of, you have an opinion on, good or bad. Let us know in the comments what you think, and we appreciate you watching.